So Jazzy, I mean, with Ripple alongside XRLP and the community, bringing smart contracts, and then Ripple alongside PeerSys, that will bring EVM sidechains. Between those, like, what is the end goal? Can you go a little bit more into detail of both?
Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. In today's video, we're going to be diving into a BIS document showing you all, yet again, more physical proof that Ripple, PeerSys, XLR are all playing a major role in the transformation of the financial system. If you all enjoy these deep research dives, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. Now, before we get into today's video breakdown, there are some precursors, or at least some videos that I recommend you go and watch, and some information that I want to remind you all about before we jump into today's document, so I can show you all how it is all interconnected. So if this is your first video breakdown here at CYPRX, you're new to the community, go back to the CYPRX YouTube and click on this XLR playlist where I've curated over 22 video breakdowns showing you all how XLR, Ripple, PeerSys, the EVM sidechain on the XRPL, all is a part of this new financial infrastructure that they're building out right now. That's precursor number one. We're also going to come over here to this post from XLR that they just made on April 14th, 2025, where they said, let's not forget that we are building the future financial system for the entire world. This is a massive statement and just goes to show exactly what it is that I'm proving to you all in terms of this research, that they are doing exactly that. So if you all remember, the CTO at PeerSys Technology talked about the EVM sidechain 8 months ago and said this.
I'm Adrià Carrera. I'm the CTO of PeerSys Technology, which is a dev shop based in Barcelona and now in Andorra. And we basically do blockchain projects since 2019. And we've been working with XRP Ledger pretty recently with very cool projects such as the EVM sidechain and some central banks institutional work.
And then we also have the co-founder of XLR recently in an interview stating this.
One very exciting integration that's coming up is with XRPL. And a lot of people are familiar with Ripple, the company. Many people are familiar also with XRPL, which is the XRP ledger, where the XRP currency resides. And they have a new initiative where they're launching a new EVM chain to bring DeFi to the Ripple ecosystem. They have a new stablecoin, and they're going to be using XLR to bridge over XRP from the XRP ledger to the XRP ledger sidechain. It's an EVM sidechain, so that people can use it for gas to use the chain. So anyone who's going to be using DeFi on the EVM sidechain of XRPL will have to use XLR to pay for gas. And we're talking about one of the biggest assets in the space. Again, $200 billion asset in SDV. And to my knowledge, that's the biggest asset that picked the canonical interoperability solution to bridge to another ecosystem, and they picked XLR.
That anybody utilizing the XRPL EVM sidechain will need to utilize XLR for gas fees. Now, another precursor to show you guys that they've already tested XLR's interoperability capabilities. If we go back here to May 14, 2024, to Deutsche Bank's website, they go on to talk about how Deutsche Bank joined Project Guardian to explore asset tokenization applications. That word tokenization is going to play an important role, where it says here, as a part of the asset and wealth management workstream, the bank will test an open architecture and interoperable blockchain platform to service tokenized and digital funds. And what interoperable blockchain platform did they test? Well, they tested XLR.
The future of digital fund management and asset servicing is here. Leveraging on XLR Network's industry-leading cross-chain interoperability technology, Memento ZK Chain can connect to over 60 blockchain ecosystems, offering scalability and flexibility for global integration.
I just, again, wanted to reiterate that information to you all to show you that this has all been happening for quite some time. Now, the last precursor that we need to go over in today's video breakdown for you to fully understand how integrated Ripple, PeerSys is, XLR with this new financial infrastructure is a fundamental piece posted by XLR back from February 27, 2024. Now, this is where we're going to start to focus on key vocabulary so I can full circle and show you guys how it is all correlated. And it's not by coincidence or accident that they use the same exact vocabulary. They're not just going to go out and tell you flat right to your face that this is all happening. You have to be able to piece this stuff together. So in green, I have highlighted the key vocabulary, but we have two key highlighted paragraphs here. So it says, at the forefront of tokenizing real-world assets, the XRPL is establishing a new standard for blockchain interoperability that greatly benefits developers, validators, enterprises, and other participants within the XRPL ecosystem focused on building with this use case. The XLR Foundation will broaden blockchain adoption by facilitating real-world assets. XLR's network comprehensive API and tooling enables seamless integration of tokenized assets on the XRPL with a broad spectrum of applications accessing deep liquidity pools within the Web3 ecosystem. This not only extends the applications and reach of real-world assets on the XRPL, but also lays the groundwork for a more integrated and intuitive multi-chain user experience, propelling forward the innovation and usability of blockchain tech. And then if we scroll down here, the advancement of blockchain interoperability can break down silos. I have that highlighted, okay, in green. We're going to full circle and come back to that once we get into the BIS document. Between networks, enabling seamless interaction and value transfer across diverse platforms. This shift will drive innovation, particularly in DeFi, and could help lead to a more interconnected and accessible blockchain ecosystem, said David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple and the co-creator of the XRPL. Keep in mind that David Schwartz sat on stage with the co-founder of XLR. This initiative from XLR will help enhance the XRPL's interoperability. Keep in mind, we're focused on interoperability, breaking down silos, and tokenization on our key vocab words today by extending it into a wider network of blockchain environments while completing the XRPL's rich feature set and opening up new pathways for utility and innovation. So without further ado, let's dive into this document from the BIS and read thoroughly through it. And let me show you guys how Ripple and PeerSys are playing an integral role in building out the infrastructure layer for this new financial system. So here is the document from the BIS titled Consultative Group on Innovation in the Digital Economy from April 2025. So it is relatively new depending on when you're watching this upload. And I have 3 pages of highlights for you all. That's all that it is going to take. And then we're going to tap it into ChatGPT to firmly digest the information and what it means for the future financial system, what's being built out, and what proof of concepts are ongoing right now and what they mean. BenRep is advancing an experimentation agenda to explore the use of wholesale CBDCs, wrap CBDCs in the tokenized financial market based on distributed ledger technology. Before we get into this document, keep in mind the key vocabulary words were interoperability, tokenization, and breaking down silos. Now, the project aims to identify potential efficiencies in transaction processes and clearing services within the high-value payment system. They also aim to evaluate scalability risks, costs, and challenges through both internal and collaborative, potentially with other central banks' initiatives. BenRep also expects to evaluate how wrap CBDCs could enhance the secure development of tokenized financial instruments to improve the accessibility and efficiency of the financial system. As part of this agenda, BenRep is in collaboration with the Ministry of Information Technology and Communications, Ripple, and PeerSys is conducting an experiment to issue a wrap CBDC and tokenized securities based on distributed ledger technology. This involves building a scalable blockchain prototype in a test environment with simulated participants. The experiment evaluates efficiencies in DVP for primary issuance in the clearing and settlement of transactions in the secondary market, as well as direct CBDC transfers between wallets of financial entities on the blockchain. Then it gives a whole entire Venn diagram on how this process works. And if we come down here, this is where the key vocabulary that I told you all to pay attention to is going to play an important role. The BenRep's prototype has shown promising results. this including processing up to 9,700 transactions per second, resilience during node outages, reduced intermediaries because tokenized assets are on the blockchain, and the ability to scale the network with new smart contracts. The next step in the wrap CBDC experimentation, including inviting local financial institutions to participate in a new proof of concept with customizable use cases, collaborating with other central banks on cross-border payments, exploring blockchain interoperability with other providers, advancing regulatory definitions to establish legal foundations, and analyzing information privacy management. BenRep will continue its experimentation agenda to evaluate the future potential of tokenization and wrap CBDCs. Keep in mind, they're mentioning exploring blockchain interoperability, and I've already shown you all documentation on XLR's role in providing interoperability on the XRPL, right? Now, if we scroll right down here to full circle all of the key vocabulary, it says, interoperability in such tokenized platforms has the potential to further unlock credit markets. Then it says, in the conclusion, tokenization is the potential next step in the evolution of the financial system. Keep in mind what XLR interoperability layer said at the very beginning of this call, that they're helping build out the future financial system. Following dematerialization and digitalization, it brings a unique opportunity to reshape payments and financial systems, offering a prospect of increased efficiency, transparency, accessibility through the application of smart contracts, programmability, and atomic settlement. In addition to the potential gains of these basic stages, there may be further opportunities to achieve a greater efficiency and reduce costs by interoperating such business models in a composable way. As observed in DeFi ecosystems, market participants could create new business models and increase market contestability, thereby breaking down informational and operational silos, right? There's the key vocabulary words right there. And what is XLR doing? If we go back to this webpage, word for word, you can see the vocabulary correlation right there: interoperability, tokenization, and interoperability that can break down silos. You guys see that right there on the XLR website, right? And what are they talking about? The XRPL, EVM sidechain, and XLR's role in all of this, along with Ripple, PeerSys, helping build out the EVM sidechain. This is huge information, okay? So what does all this mean? Let's just use ChatGPT to kind of break this down. What I did is I copy and pasted this into ChatGPT and asked it some simple questions. How is Ripple and PeerSys involved in this document? And it mentions on page 11 where it says, BenRep in collaboration with the Ministry of Information Technology and Communications, Ripple and PeerSys are conducting an experiment to issue a wrap CBDC and tokenized securities based on DLT. This initiative includes building a scalable blockchain prototype, using Ripple's technology to establish trust lines between wallets, testing delivery versus payment, and atomic settlement for tokenized Colombian government securities. And why does this matter? This is not theoretical. It's a live CBDC experiment with Ripple and PeerSys at the core of it. Ripple's tech is enabling tokenization of government bonds, CBDC issuance and wallet transfers, smart contract-based settlement infrastructures. That is huge. Then I went on to mention, how is PeerSys going to be used? And it says, in partnership with Ripple, PeerSys is helping build and operate the blockchain infrastructure for using a wholesale CBDC, tokenizing government securities, facilitating programmable settlement, and automating the lifecycle management, where PeerSys is going to help manage automated processes like bond issuance, coupon payments, and principal redemptions. This is massive. PeerSys is a technological backbone powering Colombia's test environment for blockchain wallet infrastructure, trust line logic, CBDC minting and redemption, and smart contract-based bond trading and settlement, right? And we already know that PeerSys is heavily interconnected with the XLR network as the interoperable bridge solution for the XRPL EVM sidechain. All of this is interconnected, and they are, for a fact, building out the new financial system. And not only are they telling you all this in their posts on X, but they're also telling you all this in their panel discussions, in their documents, and in their proof of concepts. So as always, bringing you all some of the realest information and research. I'm not sitting here telling you guys to go out there and buy the digital asset XRP or XLR or anything of that nature. I'm just here showing you all that the devil's in the details and that they are, for a fact, building out the new financial system right before our very eyes. As always, many blessings to you guys. Do me a favor, if you enjoyed, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the platform. We do appreciate the love and the support, and I'll see you all in the next video breakdown.